I'm Minnie, your host for today. Hello friends, and welcome back to EchoMind English. Today we are going to do something exciting, something that will completely change the way you learn English. I want you to imagine this. What if you could think in English, speak English naturally, and understand everything without translating in your head? Sounds amazing, right? Well, that is exactly what we will work on together today. Before we start, I want you to do one thing. Take a deep breath and imagine yourself speaking English freely, just like a native speaker. Can you see it? Good. Keep that image in your mind. That is your goal. And today, I will guide you step by step to get closer to it. Now, let's talk about why most learners struggle with English. Many people study English for years, memorize thousands of words, and practice grammar endlessly. But here's the problem. They still can't speak fluently. Why? Because their brain is trained to think in their first language first. When you think in your own language and then translate into English, your speaking becomes slow and you lose confidence. But don't worry, this is normal and it can be fixed. The key is to train your brain to think in English directly. Yes, your brain can learn to switch into English mode automatically, and you can do this every single day with simple exercises. Here's a question for you. How do you train your brain to think in English? The answer is surprisingly simple. Listen, repeat, and speak daily. Sounds easy, right? But there is a special method to make it effective. First, let's focus on listening. Listening is not just hearing words, it's understanding the rhythm, the pronunciation, and the flow of English. When you listen to English every day, your brain starts to recognize patterns. You don't need to understand every word at first. Just listen carefully and try to feel the meaning. For example, listen to a sentence like, "I can't wait to see you tomorrow." If you hear this sentence daily, your brain begins to remember the structure naturally. Over time, you don't need to think, "How do I say this in English?" You just know it. Your brain has learned it automatically. Next is repetition. Repetition is like exercise for your brain. You need to repeat words, sentences, and expressions until your mouth moves automatically. Start with small sentences. Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. The more you repeat, the faster your brain adapts, and the more confident you become. Here's a simple exercise you can do right now. Listen to a short sentence in English, pause, and then repeat it out loud, exactly as you heard it. Don't think, just say it. Your goal is to copy the rhythm, the sounds, and the emotion. This trains your brain to produce English naturally. Now, let's talk about speaking practice. Speaking is the most important skill for fluency, but many learners feel nervous or afraid of speaking. Here's a secret. You don't need a teacher or a classroom to practice speaking. You can practice anywhere, anytime, by yourself. One powerful technique is to describe your day in English. Start with simple sentences. For example, I wake up at 7 a.m., I eat breakfast, I go to work. Don't worry if it's simple. What matters is consistency. Speak in English every day, even if it's only for 5 minutes. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Another tip is to use English in your thoughts. When you are cooking, walking, or waiting for the bus, try to describe what you see or think in English. For example, I am cutting vegetables. I need 2 tomatoes. The sky is so blue today. This trains your brain to think in English, not just translate. Here's a quick challenge for you. For the next hour, notice everything around you and describe it in English, silently or out loud. Don't worry about mistakes. Focus on forming sentences and expressing your thoughts. You will be surprised how much your brain can improve just in 1 hour. Now let's make this even more fun. I will give you a short listening practice right here. Listen carefully and try to repeat after me. I love learning English every day. I speak English with confidence. Thinking in English makes me fluent. Every day I get better and better at English. Pause here and say it out loud. Repeat it 2 or 3 times. Feel the words flowing from your mouth naturally. This is exactly what native speakers do when they learn new expressions. Finally, I want to share an important tip. Learning English is not just about memorizing words or grammar. It's about training your brain and your mouth together. Listening, repeating, and speaking every day creates a habit, and habits shape your mind. If you do this consistently, thinking in English will become automatic. In the next part of this video, we will do a full daily English listening and speaking exercise. You will hear sentences, repeat them, and practice speaking naturally. This is where your brain will start switching to English mode automatically. Before we move on, I want you to remember this. Fluency is not about perfection. Fluency is about confidence, consistency, and daily practice. Even 5 minutes a day can make a huge difference if you do it the right way. So, take a deep breath, get ready, and let's train your brain to think in English. You are on the path to fluency, and every small step counts. In part 2, we will start with the first listening and speaking exercise. You will practice sentences you can use in daily life, and I will guide you every step of the way. Make sure to stay focused and repeat after me exactly. By the end of today's video, you will notice your English thinking and speaking starting to improve already. Welcome back to EchoMind English. Now that we have warmed up your brain and prepared your mind to think in English, it's time to practice listening and speaking together. This is where real change happens. So pay close attention and repeat everything I say. Don't worry about mistakes. Your goal is consistency, not perfection. We will start with short daily sentences that you can use in everyday life. These sentences are simple, clear, and useful. I want you to listen first, then pause after each sentence and repeat it out loud. Try to copy the rhythm, pronunciation, and flow exactly. Here's the first sentence. I wake up early every morning and feel ready for the day. Pause. Repeat it out loud. Say it slowly first, then try to say it naturally, just like a native speaker. Feel the words moving from your mind directly to your mouth without translating. Next sentence. I eat a healthy breakfast to give my body energy. Again, pause and repeat. Remember, the goal is to think in English as you speak. Don't translate in your head. Imagine yourself doing these actions while speaking. Visualizing helps your brain connect the words with real-life actions. Let's do another one. I enjoy walking outside and listening to the birds. Pause, repeat, and say it 2 times in a row. As you repeat, focus on the natural rhythm of English. English has a musical flow, with stressed words and unstressed words. Try to feel the melody of the sentence as you speak. Now, let's make it slightly more interactive. I will give you a short dialogue, and I want you to practice both parts. Imagine 2 people talking. Listen, pause, and repeat each part out loud. Here is the dialogue. Person A. Hi, how are you today? Person B. I'm good, thank you. How about you? Person A. I'm doing well. The weather is nice, isn't it? Person B. Yes, it's perfect for a walk in the park. Great. Repeat the dialogue 2 times, switching the parts each time. This will help your brain recognize common conversational patterns and make speaking feel more natural. Next, let's practice a short story in daily life. I will read it slowly, and after each sentence, pause and repeat. Try to picture the story in your mind. I woke up at 7 a.m. and made a cup of coffee. I opened the window and saw the sun shining brightly. I decided to take a short walk around the neighborhood. The birds were singing, and the air was fresh. I felt happy and ready to start my day. Pause and repeat each sentence. Now try to say the whole story without pausing, as if you are telling a friend. This helps train your brain to think in English and speak fluently without translating. Here's a tip for you. Combine listening, speaking, and visualization. Every time you repeat a sentence, imagine yourself doing the action. This strengthens your memory and makes your English more natural. Now let's do a short conversation for practice at home. Person A. What are you doing right now? Person B. I am cooking dinner. It smells delicious. Person A. Can I help you? Person B. Yes, please. You can chop the vegetables. Repeat the dialogue slowly, then faster, like a real conversation. Notice how naturally English words connect in speech. Don't be afraid to speak aloud. The more you speak, the faster your brain adapts. Let's take a quick review exercise. I will say a sentence, and you will repeat it 3 times. I drink water to stay healthy. I read a book before going to bed. I like listening to music when I relax. Say each sentence slowly first, then naturally. After repeating, try to change one word in each sentence and make your own version. For example, change water to tea or book to magazine. This helps your brain think creatively in English and increases fluency. Next, let's practice thinking in English silently. I want you to describe your surroundings out loud or in your mind. For example, look at your room and say, "The room is bright and clean. My desk is organized. There is a cup of coffee on the table. I feel relaxed and ready to study English." Do this for at least 5 minutes every day. This trains your brain to switch into English mode automatically, even when you are alone. Here's a fun challenge. Pick one activity you do every day, like cooking, walking, or cleaning. Describe it in English as you do it. Speak full sentences. Don't pause to think in your native language. This will accelerate your fluency faster than any grammar book. Finally, let's do a listening and repeating drill with emotion and tone. English is not only about words, but also about expression. Repeat after me. I am so excited to learn English today. I feel confident speaking English with everyone. Every day my English is getting better and better. Say these sentences with emotion. Smile as you speak. Your voice and brain will remember words faster when you connect feelings to them. In the next part, we will practice longer conversations and real-life situations. You will hear English just like native speakers do. Repeat it and start thinking naturally in English. This is where your fluency will start improving noticeably. Remember, the key to success is daily practice. Even 10 minutes a day can make a huge difference if you do it consistently. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger and faster it becomes. Welcome back to EchoMind English. Now that we have practiced short sentences and basic dialogues, it's time to step it up a bit. In this part, We will practice real-life situations that you can use every day. By the end of this section, your brain will start thinking in English more naturally, and speaking will become much easier. Let's start with a very common situation: greetings and small talk. Many learners feel nervous because they don't know what to say. But in reality, small talk is simple if you follow a few patterns. Listen and repeat. Person A: Good morning. How are you today? Person B: Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. And you? Person A: I'm doing great. Did you sleep well? Person B: Yes, I slept very well. How about you? Pause and repeat this dialogue 2 or 3 times, practicing both parts. Try to say it naturally, just like a conversation you would have in real life. Next, let's practice shopping or ordering food. These are everyday situations where speaking English confidently is very useful. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Person A: Hello, can I help you find something? Person B: Yes, I am looking for a red shirt in size medium. Person A: Sure, we have this one. Would you like to try it on? Person B: Yes, please, thank you. Repeat this dialogue twice. Then try to imagine yourself in a store. Visualize the clothes, the salesperson, and your actions. Visualization helps your brain connect English words to real experiences, making fluency easier. Now, let's try a restaurant conversation. Person A: Good evening. Do you have a reservation? Person B: Yes, the reservation is under the name Nguyen. Person A: Right this way. Here is your table. Person B: Thank you. Can I see the menu, please? Person A: Of course. Today we have a special on grilled salmon. Pause and repeat the dialogue 3 times. Then try to change the details. For example, use a different name, a different dish, or a different time. Changing details trains your brain to create English sentences on the spot, which is essential for fluency. Next, let's practice talking about your day. This is something you can do every morning or evening. Speaking about your own life makes English more meaningful. Listen and repeat. I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning. I had breakfast and drank coffee. Then, I went for a short walk in the park. I listened to music while walking. After that, I started my work and checked my emails. Repeat slowly at first, then naturally. Once you feel comfortable, try to add more sentences about your own day. For example, I met a friend for lunch, or I studied English for 1 hour. Now, let's practice a conversation on hobbies. Talking about hobbies is fun and helps you feel more confident. Person A: What do you like to do in your free time? Person B: I like reading books and listening to music. How about you? Person A: I enjoy cooking and going for a run. Person B: That sounds fun. What kind of books do you read? Person A: I like adventure and mystery books. Repeat this dialogue 2 times, then try to make your own version, using your favorite hobbies. This trains your brain to speak English naturally about your own life. Here's another tip. Use daily expressions and phrases instead of individual words. Words alone are not enough for fluency. For example, instead of saying, I happy, say, I am very happy today because I learned something new in English. Or instead of I go store, say, I am going to the store to buy some fruits. Notice how adding a few extra words makes your English sound natural and native-like. Next, let's do a listening and repeating exercise with short stories. This will improve your comprehension and speaking together. Story. Yesterday, I went to the park with my friend. We played soccer and had a lot of fun. After that, we bought ice cream and sat under a tree. The weather was sunny and perfect for an outdoor activity. I felt very happy to spend time with my friend. Repeat each sentence slowly, then try to tell the story without looking. This helps your brain think in English directly and improves memory. Now, let's practice a daily routine dialogue. This is great for morning or evening practice. Person A: Good morning. What are your plans for today? Person B: Good morning. I will go to work and then meet a friend for coffee. How about you? Person A: I have some errands to run, and I will cook dinner tonight. Repeat the dialogue twice. Then try to make your own version describing your actual plans. This is how your brain starts producing English automatically. Finally, let's do a fun challenge. Pick one short story from your life or a small experience and describe it in English. Speak slowly, then repeat it faster. Imagine you are telling it to a friend. The more you practice storytelling, the faster your brain will think in English naturally. In the next part, Part 4, we will combine listening, repeating, and speaking into longer exercises, so your fluency will improve even more. You will also learn some common English expressions that native speakers use daily, which will make your English sound more natural and confident. Remember, the secret to fluency is daily practice, repetition, and thinking in English as much as possible. Even 5 minutes a day is better than nothing. Consistency is your best friend in learning English. Welcome back to EchoMind English. You are doing an amazing job so far. By now, your brain is getting used to listening, repeating, and speaking in English. In Part 4, we are going to take it further. We will practice longer exercises, real-life expressions, and conversations that feel natural. This part is designed to make you think in English automatically. Let's start with a longer daily routine practice. I want you to listen, repeat, and imagine yourself doing these actions. Then try to say it in your own words. I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. I brush my teeth and wash my face. I make a cup of coffee and sit by the window. I check my messages and read a short article online. Then, I go for a quick jog around my neighborhood. After jogging, I take a shower, get dressed, and prepare breakfast. I enjoy this quiet time before starting my work. Repeat slowly first, then naturally. Now pause and describe your own morning routine in English. Speak in full sentences. Don't translate. Just think and speak directly in English. Next, we will practice common expressions native speakers use daily. These expressions make your English sound natural and fluent. Listen, repeat, and practice using them in your life. That sounds great. I can't wait to try it. I'm so excited about this. No worries, it's fine. Let me think about it. I really enjoy doing this. That's a good idea. Pause and repeat each phrase at least 3 times. Try using them in your own sentences. For example, that sounds great. I will go to the park today. Using phrases in context trains your brain to produce natural English automatically. Now, let's practice a longer conversation at home. This is something you can practice daily to improve fluency. Person A: Hi, how was your day today? Person B: Hello, it was good. I worked in the morning and studied English in the afternoon. How about you? Person A: I went shopping and then cooked dinner. I also watched a short English video to practice listening. Person B: That sounds fun. What did you learn from the video? Person A: I learned some new expressions and practiced repeating sentences out loud. It helped me think in English faster. Repeat this dialogue 2 times. Then try to create your own version using your real activities. This will train your brain to speak fluently about your own life. Next, let's do a listening and repeating story exercise. This time, imagine the story happening in front of you. Visualization makes your English more vivid and memorable. Story. Yesterday, I went to the market. I bought fresh vegetables and fruits. I saw a friendly neighbor, and we talked about our weekend plans. After shopping, I went home and cooked a delicious lunch. I felt happy because I spent time doing things I enjoy. In the evening, I relaxed by reading a book and listening to music. Repeat each sentence slowly. Then try to tell the story without reading it. After that, add 1 or 2 sentences about your own experience. This helps your brain think and speak in English naturally. Now, let's practice asking and answering questions. This is important for conversations with friends, teachers, or colleagues. Listen, repeat, and then make your own answers. Person A. What do you usually do on weekends? Person B. I usually go for a walk and meet my friends. Sometimes I watch movies at home. How about you? Person A. I like cooking and reading books. I also enjoy listening to music to relax. Repeat the dialogue twice. Then, switch roles and create your own weekend conversation. The goal is to think in English and respond quickly, just like native speakers. Here's a tip for fluency. Use linking words to connect your ideas. Words like and, but, so, because, and then make your sentences longer and more natural. For example, instead of, I woke up, I ate breakfast, I went to work. Say, I woke up, ate breakfast, and then went to work. Using linking words makes your English sound smooth and fluent. Practice adding them to every sentence you speak. Next, we will do a fun daily thinking exercise. Look around your room or your house and describe everything you see and do in English. For example, I am sitting at my desk. My laptop is in front of me. I have a notebook and a pen on the table. The sun is shining through the window. I feel happy and focused while learning English. Speak slowly at first, then naturally. Try to do this every day for at least 5 minutes. This trains your brain to think in English automatically. Finally, let's do a motivational speaking drill. Speaking with confidence improves your fluency and helps your brain remember words faster. Repeat after me. I am confident speaking English every day. I think in English naturally. My English is improving every day. I enjoy learning and practicing English. I can speak fluently and clearly. Say these sentences out loud with emotion. Smile and feel the meaning. The more you connect your voice, feelings, and thoughts, the faster your English improves. In Part 5, we will practice real conversations in public situations, like at the store, at the park, or with friends. You will also learn some tricks to think in English faster, so your brain switches automatically from your native language to English. Remember, fluency is not about learning everything perfectly. It's about listening, repeating, speaking daily, and thinking in English consistently. Even 10 minutes a day makes a huge difference. Welcome back to EchoMind English. By now you have practiced short sentences, daily routines, conversations, and storytelling. In Part 5, we will take your English to the next level by practicing real-life situations and learning how to think in English faster. These exercises will help you speak naturally, like a native speaker. Let's start with a common public situation. At a grocery store. Listening and speaking confidently in real situations is key to fluency. Repeat after me. Person A. Excuse me, can you tell me where the bread is? Person B. Yes, it's on aisle 3, next to the milk. Person A. Thank you. Do you have any fresh oranges today? Person B. Yes, we just received some. They are on the second shelf. Pause and repeat each line slowly, then naturally. After practicing, imagine yourself in the store asking these questions. Visualization makes your English automatic and easy to remember. Next, let's practice asking for directions. This is something you may need when traveling or going out. Person A. Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the nearest subway station? Person B. Sure. Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. The station is right there. Person A. Thank you so much. Person B. You're welcome. Have a good day. Repeat twice, then try to replace the place with your own example, like a park, cafe, or library. This trains your brain to create sentences quickly in real situations. Now, let's practice meeting new people. This is a very important skill for beginners who want to speak naturally. Person A. Hi, my name is Anna. What's your name? Person B. Hello, Anna. I'm John. Nice to meet you. Person A. Nice to meet you too. Where are you from? Person B. I'm from New York. And you? Person A. I'm from California. Repeat this dialogue 2 times, then change the names and places to fit your situation. Practicing with different variations trains your brain to respond quickly and naturally in conversations. Now, let's focus on a practical fluency drill called the Think and Speak Challenge. This is designed to train your brain to switch from your native language to English immediately. Here's how it works. Look around you and describe everything you see, hear, and feel in English. Do it out loud without translating. For example, I am sitting in my room. The sun is shining through the window. I hear the birds outside. I feel happy and calm. I am learning English and speaking confidently. Do this exercise for at least 5 minutes daily. At first, it may feel difficult, but your brain will gradually start thinking directly in English. Next, let's practice expressing opinions naturally. This is important for conversations with friends or colleagues. Person A. What do you think about this movie? Person B. I really enjoyed it. The story was interesting, and the acting was amazing. What about you? Person A. I liked it too, especially the ending. It was very surprising. Repeat this dialogue twice. Then try to talk about your favorite movie, book, or show, using the same pattern. Speak naturally, without thinking in your native language. Now, let's combine fluency and emotions. English sounds more natural when you express feelings and energy. Repeat after me. I am excited to learn English today. I feel confident when I speak in English. Learning English is fun and easy for me. Every day, I get better and better at English. Say these sentences with smile and confidence. Emotion helps your brain remember words and phrases faster, and it makes speaking more natural. Next, let's do a mini story about a public situation. Listen carefully, repeat each sentence, and then tell the story in your own words. Yesterday, I went to the park. I saw many people jogging and walking their dogs. I bought an ice cream from a small shop. I sat on a bench and watched the sunset. I felt relaxed and happy. On my way home, I met a friend and we talked for a few minutes. After repeating, try to replace the park with a place you know, like a cafe, supermarket, or library. This helps your brain create English sentences quickly in real situations. Finally, here's a daily fluency tip. Speak English everywhere, anytime, even if no one is listening. Describe what you are doing, thinking, or feeling. For example, I am making breakfast. I need eggs and bread. I am enjoying the smell of fresh coffee. The more you practice thinking and speaking in English daily, the faster your brain will adapt. Fluency is built through consistent practical exercises, not just grammar books. In Part 6, we will focus on advanced listening practice, connecting sentences naturally, and real conversations for fluency. By the end of Part 6, you will be able to think in English more automatically and speak longer sentences naturally. Remember, consistency, daily practice, and thinking in English are the keys to speaking fluently. Even 10 minutes every day adds up and builds real results over time. Welcome back to EchoMind English. By now you have practiced short sentences, daily routines, public conversations, and thinking in English. In Part 6, we will take it further by linking ideas, speaking longer sentences, and telling stories naturally. This is where your fluency really starts improving. Let's start with linking sentences together. Connecting sentences makes your English sound smooth and natural. For example, instead of saying, I woke up, I ate breakfast, I went to work, say, I woke up, ate breakfast, and then went to work. Repeat after me. I brushed my teeth, washed my face, and drank a cup of coffee. I walked to the park, listened to music, and enjoyed the fresh air. I read a book, wrote some notes, and practiced English for 30 minutes. Practice each sentence slowly at first, then naturally. Notice how adding linking words like and, then, after that, because, and so, makes your English flow smoothly. Next, let's practice describing your day in longer sentences. Speaking about your own life in full sentences trains your brain to think in English automatically. Repeat after me. Today, I woke up at 7 o'clock and made a cup of coffee. After breakfast, I went for a short walk in my neighborhood. I listened to the birds singing and enjoyed the sunshine. Then I started studying English and practiced speaking and listening for an hour. I felt happy because I was learning something new and useful. Now pause and describe your own day using full sentences. Try to connect your ideas naturally. Don't translate. Just speak in English. Next, we will do storytelling practice. Telling short stories in English is one of the best ways to train your brain and mouth to work together. Listen, repeat, and then try to tell the story in your own words. Yesterday, I went to the park in the morning. I saw children playing and dogs running around. I bought a sandwich and sat on a bench to eat. While eating, I watched the sunset and felt very relaxed. On my way home, I stopped at a small cafe to get a coffee. It was a simple but very enjoyable day. Repeat each sentence slowly first, then try to tell the entire story without looking. After that, change the details to describe your own experience. This makes your English personal and practical. Now, let's practice asking and answering questions using full sentences. This is important for conversations and helps you respond naturally. Person A: what do you usually do after work? Person B: after work, I usually go for a walk or meet a friend. Sometimes I watch a movie or read a book at home. Person A. That sounds nice. What kind of movies do you like? Person B. I like adventure and comedy movies. They help me relax after a busy day. Repeat this dialogue 2 times. Then try to make your own version using your actual daily activities. Speak naturally and connect your sentences with linking words. Next, let's do a listening and repeating exercise with emotions. Native speakers don't just say words, they express feelings. Repeat after me. I am excited to learn English today because I know I will improve. I feel confident speaking English and sharing my thoughts. Every day, I practice speaking, listening, and thinking in English, and I get better and better. Say these sentences with expression, as if you are really feeling them. This strengthens memory and makes your English sound more natural. Now, let's combine everything with a longer real-life situation story. Listen, repeat, and imagine yourself in the scene. Last weekend, I went to the city center with my friend. We visited a small art gallery and saw beautiful paintings. After that, we went to a cafe and ordered coffee and pastries. We talked about our favorite books and shared our plans for the next week. In the evening, we walked around the park and enjoyed the sunset. It was a relaxing and happy day. After repeating, try telling a similar story about your weekend or a recent day. Make sure to connect sentences using linking words and include your feelings. For example, I felt excited because I was spending time with my friend. I enjoyed the coffee because it was warm and delicious. Finally, here's a fluency challenge for you. Pick any short experience or memory and describe it in English for at least 2 minutes continuously. Speak slowly at first, then faster. Don't pause to translate. Just think and speak in English naturally. In Part 7, we will practice even longer conversations, advanced listening exercises, and daily expressions. These will help your brain switch to English mode automatically, and your speech will start to sound more natural and confident. Remember, connecting sentences, storytelling, and using emotions are key steps to improving fluency. Keep practicing every day, even for just 10 minutes, and your brain will start thinking in English automatically. Welcome back to EchoMind English. You've done an amazing job so far. By now, your brain is getting used to listening, repeating, speaking, and even storytelling in English. In Part 7, we will practice longer conversations, advanced listening, and natural responses that you can use every day. This will help your brain think in English automatically, and your speech will become more fluent and confident. Let's start with a longer conversation at a cafe. Listen carefully, repeat each line, and imagine the scene in your mind. This helps your brain connect English words to real-life situations. Person A, hi, can I sit here? Person B, sure, no problem. Are you waiting for someone? Person A, yes, my friend will be here in a few minutes. Person B, great, I'm just enjoying my coffee and reading a book. Person A, that sounds nice. What book are you reading? Person B, it's a mystery novel. I can't put it down. Person A, I love mysteries too. Do you recommend it? Person B, definitely. The story is very interesting, and the characters are well written. Repeat this conversation slowly, then naturally. After practicing, imagine yourself in the cafe and practice the dialogue out loud. Try to answer naturally and don't think in your native language. Next, let's practice responding naturally in daily conversations. One key to fluency is learning common responses that sound native. Repeat after me. That's a good point. I see what you mean. Absolutely, I agree with you. Really, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of it that way. Wow, that sounds amazing. Pause and repeat each phrase 3 times. Then use them in your own sentences. For example, I hadn't thought of it that way. Thank you for explaining. Wow, that sounds amazing. I want to try it too. Using these phrases in real conversations makes your English sound natural and confident. Now, let's do a listening and repeating exercise with longer sentences. Repeat after me and imagine the actions. Yesterday, I went to the park early in the morning. I saw people jogging, children playing, and dogs running happily. I bought a sandwich from a small shop and sat under a tree. I enjoyed the fresh air, listened to music, and felt relaxed. After that, I met a friend, and we talked about our plans for the week. Repeat slowly first, then naturally. Next, try to retell the story in your own words, adding details about your feelings or surroundings. This strengthens your ability to think in English while speaking. Next, let's practice asking and answering questions naturally. This is useful for friends, classmates, or colleagues. Person A: what do you usually do after school or work? Person B: I usually go for a walk, read a book, or watch a short video in English. Sometimes I meet friends and talk about our day. Person A: that sounds fun. How long do you usually practice English every day? Person B: I try to practice at least 30 minutes. I listen, repeat sentences, and describe my day in English. Repeat this dialogue twice, then create your own version with your actual daily activities. Speak slowly first, then naturally. Remember to link sentences with words like and, then, because, and so. Now, let's do a fluency drill for thinking in English. Look around your room or house and describe everything you see, hear, or feel. Speak out loud in full sentences like this. I am sitting at my desk. My laptop is open. I hear the sound of the fan. The sunlight is shining through the window. I feel calm and focused while practicing English. Today I am learning new sentences and expressions to speak fluently. Do this exercise for 5 minutes every day. At first, it may feel difficult, but your brain will gradually switch to English mode automatically. Next, let's practice a real-life conversation about hobbies. Repeat after me. Person A: what do you usually do in your free time? Person B: I like reading books, listening to music, and cooking. How about you? Person A: I enjoy running, painting, and watching English videos to improve my speaking. Person B: that's great. Do you watch videos every day? Person A: yes, I try to watch at least 1 video daily and repeat sentences out loud. Repeat this dialogue twice. Then create your own version with your actual hobbies. Speaking about things you enjoy makes English meaningful and easy to remember. Finally, let's practice a motivational speaking drill to improve fluency and confidence. Repeat after me. I am confident speaking English every day. My brain thinks in English automatically. Every day, I practice listening, repeating, and speaking, and I get better. Learning English is fun and easy when I practice consistently. Say these sentences with energy and confidence. Your brain remembers words and phrases faster when you combine thoughts, emotions, and voice. In Part 8, we will practice advanced real-life conversations, storytelling, and fluency exercises that help your viewers think in English naturally and speak longer sentences effortlessly. By the end of Part 8, your English will feel much closer to native-level thinking. Remember, fluency is not about perfection. It's about consistent practice, daily listening and speaking, and thinking in English. Even 10 minutes a day builds real results over time. Welcome back to EchoMind English. You've been doing an amazing job following along. By now, your brain is already getting used to thinking in English, and your fluency is improving. In Part 8, we will practice advanced storytelling, longer conversations, and natural daily expressions that native speakers use every day. This will help you speak longer sentences confidently and automatically. Let's start with a long story about a day out. Listen carefully, repeat each sentence, and visualize the scene in your mind. Last Saturday, I decided to visit the city park. The weather was sunny and warm. I saw children playing soccer and families having picnics. I walked along the lake and watched the ducks swimming. After that, I stopped at a small cafe and ordered a sandwich and a coffee. While sitting outside, I read a book and listened to the sound of birds. Later, I met a friend, and we talked about our plans for the upcoming week. I felt relaxed and happy because I spent time doing things I enjoy. Pause and repeat each sentence slowly first, then naturally. After practicing, try to tell the story in your own words, adding your own details or feelings. For example, I felt very excited when I saw the kids playing soccer. The coffee I drank at the cafe was delicious and made me feel awake. Next, let's practice a complex real-life conversation. This is a situation you might encounter when meeting new people or in social settings. Repeat each line after me. Person A: Hi, it's great to see you again. How have you been? Person B: Hello, I've been doing well, thank you. I started a new hobby recently, painting. How about you? Person A: That sounds interesting. I've been learning English online and practicing speaking every day. Person B: Wow, that's great. How do you practice speaking? Person A: I listen to English videos, repeat sentences out loud, and describe my day in English. It really helps me think in English faster. Repeat the dialogue slowly, then naturally. After practicing, try to create your own conversation using your hobbies, activities, or daily routine. This trains your brain to respond quickly and naturally in real life. Now, let's practice storytelling with emotions. Adding emotions to your speech makes English more natural and memorable. Repeat after me. I was so excited to start learning English every day. I felt happy when I could speak my first complete sentence in English. Learning and practicing English makes me feel confident and motivated. Say each sentence with genuine emotion. Smile and feel the words. When your brain connects words with emotions, it improves memory and fluency. Next, we will practice asking and answering questions in longer sentences. This is very useful in conversations with friends, classmates, or colleagues. Person A: What do you usually do on weekends to relax? Person B: On weekends, I usually go for a walk in the park, meet my friends for coffee, and sometimes watch a movie at home. I also practice English for a short time each day. Person A: That sounds productive. Which movie did you watch last weekend? Person B: I watched an adventure movie. It was very exciting, and I learned some new expressions from the dialogue. Repeat this dialogue twice, then make your own version. Using your real-life activities, speak naturally. Connect your sentences with words like and, because, then, or so, and try to answer quickly without translating. Now, let's do a daily fluency drill, using visualization and narration. Look around your room or your house and describe everything in English in full sentences. For example, I am sitting at my desk, my laptop is open, and I have a notebook and a pen. The sunlight is coming through the window, and I can hear birds singing outside. I feel focused and excited because I am practicing English every day. Today I will listen, repeat, and speak confidently to improve my fluency. Practice this exercise for at least 5 minutes every day. Visualization helps your brain think in English automatically and makes your speech more natural. Next, let's practice advanced expressions for everyday conversations. Native speakers often use phrases that make English sound smooth and natural. Repeat after me. I totally agree with you. That sounds really interesting. I see what you mean, and I also think I hadn't considered that before. That's a great idea. Let's do it. I really enjoy spending time with you. Repeat each phrase 3 times, then use them in your own sentences. For example, I totally agree with you. That's exactly what I was thinking. That sounds really interesting. I want to try it too. Finally, let's combine everything we practiced into a long real-life scenario. Listen, repeat, and visualize. Yesterday evening I went to the park with a friend. We saw people jogging and children playing. We bought ice cream and sat on a bench to enjoy the view. While talking, we shared our experiences about learning English. I felt happy because I could express my thoughts naturally in English. On our way home, we stopped at a small cafe and had a coffee. It was a relaxing and enjoyable day. After repeating, try to tell your own story from yesterday or the weekend. Connect sentences using linking words, include emotions, and speak naturally. The more you practice, the more your brain will switch to English thinking automatically. In Part 9, we will focus on practical fluency challenges, real-life dialogues in public, and advanced speaking drills. These exercises will help your viewers speak longer sentences confidently and think in English in any situation. Remember, fluency comes from listening, repeating, speaking, storytelling, and thinking in English every day. Even small daily practices add up and build real confidence over time. Welcome back to EchoMind English. You've been doing an amazing job following along. By now, your brain is starting to think in English naturally, and your fluency is improving every day. In Part 9, we will focus on practical fluency challenges, public dialogues, and advanced speaking drills that help you speak longer sentences confidently in real-life situations. Let's start with a common public dialogue at a store. Repeat after me and imagine yourself in the situation. Person A: Excuse me, could you tell me where the milk is? Person B: Yes, it's on aisle 4, next to the eggs. Person A: Thank you. Do you have fresh bread today? Person B: Yes, we just received some. They are on the second shelf. Person A: Perfect. I'll take 2 loaves, please. Person B: Sure. Anything else you need? Person A: No, that's all. Thank you for your help. Repeat this conversation slowly first, then naturally. After practicing, Try to imagine yourself at your local store and speak the dialogue out loud. Doing this trains your brain to respond automatically in real-life situations. Next, let's practice ordering food at a restaurant. Listen, repeat, and visualize yourself speaking confidently. Person A, good evening. Can I see the menu, please? Person B, of course, here you go. Person A, thank you. What's the special today? Person B, the special is grilled salmon with vegetables. Person A, that sounds great. I'll have the special and a glass of water. Person B, perfect. Anything else? Person A, no, that's all. Thank you. Repeat this dialogue twice. Then change the food items, drinks, or restaurant scenario to practice creating sentences on the spot. This helps you think in English without translating. Now let's practice public conversations with friends or strangers. Repeat after me. Person A, hi, how have you been? Person B, hello, I've been good, thank you. I started a new hobby recently, gardening. How about you? Person A, that's interesting. I've been practicing English every day and watching videos to improve my speaking. Person B, wow, that's great. How do you practice? Person A, I listen to English sentences, repeat them out loud, and describe my daily activities in English. Repeat this dialogue slowly first, then naturally. After practicing, try to replace hobbies or daily activities with your own experiences. This makes your English practical and personal. Next, let's do a fluency challenge called Describe and Connect. This exercise trains your brain to speak longer sentences naturally. Look around your room or house and describe everything you see and do. Use linking words like and, then, because, and so. For example, I am sitting at my desk and looking at my notebook. I have a pen and a laptop in front of me. The sun is shining through the window, and I can hear birds singing outside. I feel happy and focused because I am practicing English every day. Today I will repeat sentences, tell stories, and speak confidently. Do this exercise 5 minutes daily. The more you practice, the faster your brain will switch to English thinking automatically. Now, let's practice asking and answering questions in public situations. This is very useful for speaking with friends, classmates, or colleagues. Person A, what do you usually do after school or work? Person B, after work, I usually go for a walk, watch a short English video, or meet friends. Sometimes I cook dinner and practice speaking English at home. Person A, that sounds productive. How long do you practice English each day? Person B, I try to practice at least 30 minutes. Listening, repeating sentences, and describing my day really help me speak faster. Repeat this dialogue twice. Then create your own version using your actual daily activities. Try to respond quickly in full sentences without translating, and use linking words to connect ideas naturally. Next, let's practice storytelling with emotions in public situations. This is important for building fluency and confidence. Repeat after me. Yesterday, I went to the park with a friend. We saw children playing and dogs running around. We bought ice cream and sat on a bench to enjoy the view. We talked about our favorite hobbies and shared experiences. I felt happy because I could speak English naturally and express my thoughts. On the way home, we stopped at a small cafe and had a coffee. It was a simple but very enjoyable day. After repeating, try to tell your own story about a recent experience. Include your feelings, actions, and surroundings. The more you practice storytelling, the faster your brain will think in English naturally and speak longer sentences fluently. Finally, let's do a motivational fluency drill. Repeat these sentences with confidence and energy. I am confident speaking English every day. My brain switches to English thinking automatically. I can describe my day, tell stories, and speak naturally in any situation. Every day my English gets better and better because I practice consistently. Say these sentences out loud with emotion and conviction. Connecting your thoughts, voice, and feelings helps your brain remember words faster and speak more fluently. In Part 10, we will finish the series with ultimate fluency exercises, real-life conversations, and tips for daily practice that will help your viewers think, speak, and understand English effortlessly. Remember, fluency is built through consistent listening, repeating, speaking, storytelling, and thinking in English. Even 10 minutes a day adds up to real progress over time. Welcome back to EchoMind English. Congratulations on making it to the final part of this series. By now, you've practiced short sentences, daily routines, public dialogues, storytelling, and advanced expressions. In this last part, we will focus on ultimate fluency exercises, real-life conversations, and practical daily tips to help your brain think in English automatically. Let's start with a full daily storytelling exercise. This combines everything you have learned so far: listening, repeating, speaking, and thinking in English. Listen carefully and repeat each sentence. Today, I woke up early and made a cup of coffee. I checked my messages and read an interesting article online. Then, I went for a walk around my neighborhood. I listened to music while walking and felt energized. After that, I returned home, took a shower, and prepared breakfast. I practiced English by repeating sentences and describing my morning routine out loud. Later, I met a friend for coffee, and we talked about our hobbies and weekend plans. I felt happy because I could express myself naturally in English. In the evening, I relaxed by reading a book and listening to music, feeling satisfied with a productive and enjoyable day. Repeat the story slowly first, then try to tell it in your own words, adding your own experiences and emotions. Practicing full stories like this trains your brain to think in English naturally. Next, let's practice advanced public dialogues. These are conversations you might have at a cafe, store, or public place. Repeat after me. Person A: excuse me, can you help me find the nearest bookstore? Person B: sure, go straight for 2 blocks, then turn right. It will be on your left. Person A: thank you. Do you know if they have English books for beginners? Person B: yes, they have a whole section for learning English. You'll find books, workbooks, and audio resources. Person A: perfect. I really appreciate your help. Person B: you're welcome. Have a great day. Repeat this dialogue 2 times. Then try to create your own version with different places or questions. Practicing these real-life dialogues helps your brain respond quickly in English without translating. Now, let's do a fluency drill using visualization and narration. Look around you or imagine a scene. Then describe everything out loud in English using full sentences and emotions. I am sitting at my desk and looking at my notebook. My pen is ready and my laptop is open. The sunlight is shining through the window. I hear birds singing outside and feel calm and focused. Today I am practicing English and speaking confidently. I am describing everything I see and feel in full sentences. Every day I get better and better at thinking and speaking in English. Do this exercise for at least 5 minutes daily. Your brain will gradually switch to English thinking automatically, making speaking fluent and natural. Next, let's practice asking and answering questions in complex situations. This is important for conversations at work, school, or with friends. Person A. What do you usually do after finishing work or school? Person B. After work, I usually go for a walk or meet a friend. Sometimes I practice English by watching videos, repeating sentences, and describing my day in English. It really helps me think in English faster. Person A. That's great. How long have you been practicing this way? Person B. I've been practicing daily for several months. I notice that my sentences are longer and I can speak more confidently now. Repeat the dialogue twice. Then make your own version using your daily activities. Speak naturally. Connect ideas with linking words like because, then, so, and try not to translate. Now, let's practice storytelling with emotions. This helps your English sound natural and fluent. Last weekend, I visited a friend's house. We cooked lunch together and shared our experiences. I felt excited to try new recipes. After lunch, we went for a walk in the park and enjoyed the sunshine. I felt happy because I could express myself in English naturally. On our way back, we stopped at a cafe, had coffee, and continued talking. It was a fun and enjoyable day. After repeating, create your own story about a recent experience. Include emotions, actions, and surroundings. Speaking this way helps your brain think in English automatically and speak longer sentences naturally. Finally, let's do a motivational daily fluency routine. Repeat these sentences every morning or evening to reinforce confidence and fluency. I am confident speaking English every day. My brain thinks in English automatically. I describe my day, tell stories, and speak naturally in any situation. Every day my English improves because I practice consistently. I enjoy learning and speaking English. It is fun and easy for me. Say these sentences out loud with feeling and conviction. Your brain connects words, emotions, and thoughts, making English effortless to think and speak. Here are final tips for daily practice to reach fluency faster. Practice daily for at least 10-15 minutes, even if short. Consistency is key. Listen and repeat. Watch English videos, repeat sentences, and imitate pronunciation. Think in English. Describe your day, surroundings, and actions out loud. Tell stories. Use your own experiences and emotions to practice long sentences. Use linking words. Connect ideas with and, because, then, so, and but to sound natural. Speak confidently. Don't worry about mistakes. Focus on speaking naturally and fluently. Remember, fluency is not about perfection. It is about listening, repeating, speaking, storytelling, and thinking in English every day. Even small daily practices lead to huge results over time. Congratulations! By completing this series, you now have the tools to train your brain to think in English, speak naturally, and communicate confidently in everyday life. Keep practicing, and your English will continue to improve every single day. Thank you for learning with EchoMind English. See you in the next video, where we will explore more advanced tips and exercises to reach even higher levels of fluency.